So now I want to convert from CommonJS, which is this require syntax, to the import style syntax, which are ECMAScript modules or ES modules. So with Node version, I believe it's 14.4 and higher, you don't need to have like an experimental flag or anything like that. There's just a couple things we need to do. So check out what version of Node you're using. You can just say node -- version. And you can see I'm using version 14.9. I believe the latest is 14.12. So I should be fine. If you have something under, like I said, 14. Let's just say 6 to be safe, because I'm not exactly sure, then just go ahead and download a newer version. Now, the only thing we really need to do, so if we go into the docs here for ECMAScript modules, and let's see. So there's actually two ways we can do this. We could use .mjs for our extensions instead of JS, which I really don't like and I don't want to do. I want to use .js like we've been doing. The only thing we need to add to be able to do that is add a type module in our package.json. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to just grab this, and in my root package.json here, I'll go right under this main here, and we just want to add type module and save. Now, the one difference between the front end, using ES 2015 modules in the front end and the back end is you have to have a .js on your files, not on your packages like Express and .env, but if you're bringing in files, you have to have a .js. And I'll show you what it does if you don't. So let's just go ahead and convert these. So instead of const express, we're going to say import express from express, and convert this. So import .env from env, and then let's import products from. Now this is a file, so I'll just show you what happens here. So if I save this and I try to run my server with npm run server, I'm going to get this error, this module not found. So it's showing this data/products, which is this right here. So whenever you bring a file in, you simply add .js. So if I save that and restart this, so what we have here is the products.js. Remember, we changed it to module.exports. That's using CommonJS. We now want to change this back to export default products, and then that should work. Oops, bring this up here, and there we go. So now everything's working. Let's try and run npm run dev, make sure the whole thing still works. Okay, so our back end starts up, our front end starts up, and there we go. So now we don't have to worry about using, that require syntax. We can use import and export on both the front end and the back end. Just make sure you add that type module to your package.json, and make sure you add .js when you bring in actual JavaScript files. So next thing I want to do is start to implement our database, because right now we're just serving this products.js file. Well, of course, that's not what we want to do. Ultimately, we want to serve it from MongoDB. So we're going to be using MongoDB Atlas, which is a cloud database. So we don't actually have to install it on our machine. You can if you want. The process is the same. You'll just have a different type of string. It'll be your local host. And we're also going to use something called MongoDB Compass, which is a desktop program that allows us to log into our database and see our data and change it and do whatever. So we'll do that in the next video, in the next section.